Hello everyone, dear friends. My name is Alexi. You're on the channel Hustle Castle Global. And in this video, I'm going to talk about talents. Believe me, you'll learn a lot from today's video. Make yourselves comfortable, we're about to begin. Guys, it's a petty. If you like the video, please subscribe to the channel. If we gain 500 subscribers, I can raffle off diamonds and get extra motivation to produce videos in English. So don't forget to subscribe. Thank you and enjoy watching. And so let's start with the basics. After a recent update, you can now change talents on fighters as many times as you want without restrictions. And that's a very good thing because we can now change talents and assemble absolutely any alliances in a few minutes without spending absolutely no resources. The game has introduced ancient talents that are marginally stronger than legendary talents. The main change is that the talent now has a level of pumping. You can now pump. You can choose talents up to level 50. Talent pumping requires talent particles, which we'll talk about a little later. As you increase your talent level, you will gain new abilities. At levels 1, 6, 15, 24 and 31, you are given the option to choose a new ability from 2. The ability has a minimum and maximum level, and the ability level increases with the talent level. Abilities depend on the talent class. That is, if you have an archer as your main talent, then your abilities will be on archer. The entire list of abilities is on your screen. At levels 25 and 50, you get additional talent slots. And the talents in the extra slots work up, as well as the core talent. The only difference between additional talents and the main talent is that the main talent is involved in alliance building, while the additional talents are not involved in alliance building. Now let's talk about where you can get talent pieces for pumping and the talents themselves. In play, change the mechanics of the folios. We now have 4 folios in play: huge, large, medium and small folio. Each folio gives talent particles and a chance to gain some talent. The folio table in the game is on your screen. Take a screenshot so you don't lose it. Pay attention to the drop chance of the talent. These values are calculated by me after opening a huge number of folios and more or less show the truth. The small folio gives only a 10% chance of dropping a rare talent. Medium folio 15% chance to drop a rare talent and 5% epic talent. Large folio, 15% rare, 12.5% epic, and 5% legendary. Well, the huge folio gives us 12.5% legendary talent and only 2% ancient talent. Yes, seeing this table you realize that you will be collecting ancient talents for a very long time. Now let's calculate how long it takes to pump a talent from level 1 to level 50. In front of you is the table and the exact value of experience that the talent pieces from the folio give. By the way, the table just below shows how much experience is in a single talent particle. So, how many folios do we need to pump a talent from level 1 to level 50? If we're talking about a huge folio, 193 pieces. And that's a lot. That is, if you only buy huge folios in all activities every week, it will take you almost 13 weeks to pump one fighter. And the same situation is observed for the rest of the folios. However, if you buy all the folios from all the activities, it will take you a little over 3 weeks. Although, I can't imagine how much you have to play to buy everything. And you can buy all the folios in all the activities each week. So a figure of 13 weeks looks more realistic. Well, if you need to pump 8 fighters, you will need 102.8 weeks. Well, that's almost 2 years. Or 25.7 weeks if you buy up all the folios weekly. But again, I say it looks unrealistic. I'll show you another table of how many talent particles it takes to pump fighters to pump one fighter to level 50. You need 2732 legendary talent particles. Keep this in mind when the offer to buy 2000 legendary particles arrives for you. You simply won't have enough of them to pump even one fighter. And how many talent particles it takes to pump 8 fighters, you can look at the table too. There's only 253 of them. It's not much, is it? Yes, at this point this activity looks to be quite a long time coming. However, keep in mind that this is all data without taking into account the talent particles that drop from events. So maybe it's not all that scary, but then again you're the judge. At this point I propose to draw interim conclusions. In the first place, only huge folios should be purchased. After all, it is from them that you get ancient legendary talents. If you only buy huge folios, you can pump one talent to level 50 in 13 weeks. Well, whether it's a lot or a little is for you to judge. I don't see the point in buying the other folios, except for the huge ones, because ancient talents don't fall from them. I hope that's clear. However, if by some miracle you can get all the necessary talents and you only need to pump them, then the picture changes and the point of buying other folios appears. Let's take a look at the table like this. In front of you is a table with the cost of the folio in the different activities in the game. And if we divide that cost by the amount of experience that the folio itself gives and the talent from the folio, yes, by the way, you can break down talents and get experience, we get the cost per unit of experience. And then the data changes completely. It turns out that if you only want to pump talents and will be parsing all the talents dropping from the folio into pieces, the most profitable thing to do is to buy a small folio. Once again, a small folio is beneficial to buy when you're sorting out all the talents that drop out and your goal is only to pump talents. So you're not looking for new talent, you're sorting them all out. I don't know if this situation will ever arise, but I have to tell you about it. And the difference in the amount of experience can be as high as 30–40%. So keep that in mind. So let's make conclusions. We now have the ability to change talents and alliances at any time without penalty. Now we need very many huge folios to find ancient talents. After all, the chance of ancient talents falling out is extremely low. And I hope the developers fix this. Approximate time to pump all 8 fighters to level 50 is 2 years. Well, the new abilities for pumping talents are not weak. We will need to buy huge folios and in large quantities. Well, if you are interested in my opinion, I like the update only by the fact that now in the game there will be new interesting alliance builds. And I, by the way, already start testing a new interesting build with a new alliance. So subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a video about it. Thanks for watching. Well, that's a wrap. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. And if it is, give it a like. And with you was a stack of infinite apples. Bye.